Did it work? Can you hear me? Is this thing on? Hello, everybody. Turns out when you don't stream for a long time, everything is broken. And so I'm trying to get my music working again. I literally was logged out of Twitch on my computer, even though it let me stream to my Twitch channel. And I'm like, I literally did a 2-factor auth code about 5 seconds before the stream started. So, what a time. Does the music work? Let's see. Do you hear some jazz? Is it working? Please let me know. Howdy, y'all. You can faintly hear it? Okay. If it should be louder or quieter, let me know. I don't want to have to shout, but yeah, let me know. Some jazz, yeah. Because on my channel, I can play music instead of the work one. How's it going, everybody? A wee bit louder? Sure. Let's do this. Is that better? I can't make it out that it's jazz. Okay. How about... Okay, I'll do... Is this too loud? Is this okay? Let me know. I'm just gonna keep adjusting. This is gonna be... We're rolling with it. We're trying it. I finally got I got the thumbs up that I can stream on my personal channel again, which is very exciting for me because I have not done this in a long time. I'm trying to think. I know I did one after I gave birth the first time. So, but I think it's been like since summer 2023. So it's been a long time. But hello, everybody. How many pages of legalese did that thumbs up take? Luckily not too much. Knock on wood. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, it took more like a, this will ultimately benefit the company if I talk to developers, right? Which you'd think would be already a thing, but I don't know. I'm not gonna question it. It is what it is. I got the job done. I'm still like literally configuring settings as we talk because this has been a pain. But I think it's all working. I think it's good. Oh wait, I might need to, 1 second. Let me see if this works. I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna assume something worked fine and roll with it. I'm pressing buttons. Normally these are rounded corners and it's not rounded and it feels so pointy, but it's not working, so I'm not gonna question it. It's fine. But yeah, it's been a long time. First kid can almost drive a car by now. Not quite, but hey, potty trained. That is huge. That is a weight off my back. Developers. Yeah, I can say that here. I can't say that there. I'm actually not allowed to chant that. Isn't that interesting? Like, I guess it makes sense a little bit. But one time I was going to write a talk for my employer, GitHub. I was going to include a developers joke, and they were like, absolutely not. Like there was like fear in the eyes of people who were viewing my talk, and I was like, it's not that big a deal. I don't have to do it. But yeah, apparently that was a thing. Try adding border radius. Yeah, no, it's an image filter on this. So, like I have a rounded image that's like just a black rounded rectangle that's supposed to be applied to this, but it's not working. And once again, I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I turned it off and on again. Wait, was that literally it? I'm a professional. I have rounded corners because I turned it off and on again. Watch out, world. Oh my word. Anyway, what else was going on with y'all? Why is that a thing? Say it 3 times and someone will show up and ask about the status of... Yeah. No, I know. I assume it has to do with, like, street cred established in the company and, like, who has the right to make fun of a former CEO of our parent company. I don't care. But no, there isn't a sheet of banned stuff. It's more like you learn as you go sort of dealio. Meh. Oh my word. Thank you for the Prime sub. I forgot that people can... I haven't been on Twitch in so long. But now I can remember my spiel. If you subscribe with Prime, or a paid sub, or a gift sub, you can get access to our Discord channel of nerds. Wow. I am very much getting used to this again. But hey, we're back. We're so back. If I chant AI 3 times, do I turn into an agent? Maybe you already are. How do you avoid posting sensitive content on stream for your employer? I just don't. So for work, I have like 2 halves of my PC. I recognize that there are smarter ways of doing this. You don't need to tell me I did something wrong. But I intuned my own personal desktop PC to Microsoft stuff so that I could log into work stuff on my own personal computer. Once again, I recognize probably not the best move. But the reality is, they gave us MacBook Airs on my team, and I just can't deal with... I can't do my work on a MacBook Air. It's too tiny. I can't do video work on a MacBook Air. I can't stream from a MacBook Air. I just can't do stuff on a MacBook Air. And so, if I'm on the go, it's great to travel with that work laptop. But for pretty much every other thing that I do, my PC's just better. And so, for work stuff, to avoid putting work stuff on the screen, I have like 2 halves of my computer, 2 users on my computer. My work Sona and my personal one. Work Sona as in persona work Sona. And so my work Sona is where all the work stuff is. On my personal side, where I am right now, it's like Discord and stuff. Hype train! Oh my word! A hype train! Thank you. Thank you, Atletico, for the sub. I appreciate it. I just got my nice Patreon reminder that the Discord exists. Yeah! An MS-owned company giving out MacBooks is kind of funny to me. I know. GitHub is a bit of a special snowflake in that we use Slack, we use Zoom, we use MacBooks. We don't use Teams, but I think that part is going to change. I think we will use Teams eventually. There's a lot of that where, like, Microsoft bought us, in 2019? They're bound to say, you gotta use these tools less and actually use Teams, brah. But until then, it's not happening. So I'm just gonna take advantage of it as we come. Teams would ask you would like to ask you to sign in again and again. Yeah, that's real. I should probably create a separate account for work stuff. Currently, it's separate folders. Yeah, I mean, once again, it's probably not recommended. Not even probably. It is not recommended. But nobody's logging into my desktop. That was my argument as we chatted with IT, because my entire team does this. I think there's 2 people on my team that has not done this with their own computers. Where nobody's using our desktop computers except for us. We're not taking it to a cafe. So security-wise, it's still in our homes. But once again, it's a thing. I work at GitLab. Shall we duel? Yes. Name the time and place. But please don't hurt me. Hello, Lemon Casting. What up? How's it going? I just read your newsletter, Chris. It was good. All the office meeting rooms were kitted out for Teams hardware, and 3 months after the last meeting room got the Teams hardware, we got the news that we're going back to Zoom. That's so funny. Oh my word. Can you show us your current favorite keyboard and what you like about it? Oh no. I just got a new one, but I haven't built it yet, and so I won't show that one yet because it's a pile. I'm currently typing on one that you may be familiar with from the the before times. It's got GMK Obsidian as well as GMK Vim. It's got a very cute little artisan key there. And then also it's got Novel Keys creams. Let me do some clacking for you. It's kind of nice, right? And it has a brass weight that looks like an anchor. And this thing isn't a working compass, but looks like one, and it glows when I plug in the keyboard. So it's purely just a aesthetic thing. But this is a very nice board. I switched to it recently. I have a louder board that I was using, but then I was like, if I'm streaming, I don't want to make people go deaf, so I stopped. But yeah, Think 65, that's what it was. Good board, lovely board. It's very heavy. It feels nice. I want to get a 40% board purely because I want a raffle for a keycap set that was a 40% keycap set. But man, 40% boards are so expensive. I'll get there eventually. Hang on, I'm catching up in the chat. Let's see. You just got a new one. I know. It was a gift from a coworker. Am I gonna still spend money on it? Yes, but still. Just so you know, I couldn't watch the stream in Portugal, only audio. Oh no. Like, this stream or my work stream? Let me know. I did just do a work stream for those who are just arriving here. Novel Keys creams are my faves. Yeah, I know, they're really nice. I really like Xylence a ton, and I was going to get Xylence for my newest board because I have them on this board here and on this board down at the bottom right here. Those have Xylence, and I really like those ones. Bye, Charlie. How's the return to work going? It's good. It's a lot. So much is happening. I thought, and I think everybody thought, like, it's gonna be relatively chill now that GitHub Universe is over. Because GitHub Universe was literally last week, and that is where it's like all hands on deck, do everything. And for some people, they're very relaxed and chill. But not me. And so, I have been in back-to-back calls since 8:30 a.m. this morning. It is 2:45 now. I've been in back-to-back calls. I had a tiny break in between my work stream that I just did and this one where I went to the bathroom. It's been a lot of which is not bad. It's been good, but it's a lot for sure. Hey Matt, welcome. Let's see, catching up. So I just got an offer for a remote senior suite position. Nice. I love working from home. It's my oasis. It's so nice. Yes, my toddler plays with all of my things, and it is dangerous sometimes because I like very small keycaps. But try to make your office as ergonomic as possible. Get a desk that can go up and down. Get like a vertical mouse. Having a nice camera and or a nice mic does go a long way on calls. It shouldn't, but it does. People are suddenly like, oh, I will listen to you, you credible remote person. I'm not saying go like so fancy that you can do this, but Logitech Brio or above, those are nice cameras. You have 3 keyboards on the way? Oh man. See, I'm waiting for Helheim to release a new clear glass case for my next build. Ooh. Am I the only one who prefers hybrid over remote? I get the appeal. I do like socializing with coworkers. I do. But in terms of my own productivity, I know that I am a distracted yapper. And so, when I am home, I actually get my work done. If I am at an offsite, working in an office, yada yada yada, I will talk to everyone and get nothing done. I'll get some stuff done. I'm not a degenerate, but I know that about myself because when I first started working remotely in 2018, my productivity went through the roof and I was just like, dang, I have not been working enough. It's probably capitalism lying to me, etc., etc. But I like being able to have my own space, not be interrupted if I'm focusing. And especially now that I have babies, I like being able to go out and visit them. That part's really nice. But yeah, 4 hours of back-to-back calls. I know. It was a lot. Preferences are fine. Forcing one or another on people whose preferences aren't those is not fine. Yeah, for sure. +1 for better mics in case you end up being on a podcast for your company. That's right. And for all of your podcast production needs, pointing. Talk to Chris. Are those the HE 400s? Yes. Yes. The 4EXX. Yeah. That's what these are. Good eye. These are good ones. I used to have commands for being able to see what keyboard I'm using. I don't know if those work. I have not streamed in a minute. I think I have to press a button. Mert Turtle, hey, how's it going? Vertical mouse is, yeah, no, I love a vertical mouse. I have coworkers who use Apple AirPods and they sound boomy. Yeah, I don't love them. I have the portable ones for like listening to a podcast on my phone if I'm like doing something. But yeah, not for calls, not a fan. I'm so spoiled by these. I like these ones a lot. Also because I got LASIK, but when I was wearing glasses all day every day, and this is what I looked like, these are particularly comfortable with glasses, and so I like them. They don't squish my head too much. So if I wear my computer glasses, I can. I have like super gamery computer glasses somewhere. I don't know where I'm still getting used to my desk again. Thanks for the suggestions. Luckily, I'm already set up with all of that since the pandemic. Yeah, nice. Yeah, no, especially if like you have a work budget, take advantage. Thank you for the raid. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I appreciate ya. We're just gabbing, talking about tech, work, remote work stuff. How's it going? Yeah, that exclamation point camera, that command is not working and I need to fix it. Once again, I have not streamed in a minute, so I gotta get all of my keyboard commands working again, but this is a Sony a6100 and it uses a Sigma lens. I have photos somewhere of all of my different lenses and stuff because I did like a big comparison of all of them. I can't find it, but I'll post it somewhere. But I have a Sigma 30mm lens on this. And also I have a teleprompter now because now I have to read scripts for work. And so if you ever see me like, blah, 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 that's where my teleprompter is. And it's cool. I don't know if you've... Wait, can I use like my phone as a mirror? Let me see if I can. Okay. That's my face. Oh, it's too dark. It's really hard to see. But right there is my teleprompter. If you could see, like, this is my face down below. So that's the window of me that you're seeing. And then right above it is the teleprompter. It's the... Turn the camera on. Oh, wait, yeah. Wait a minute. Duh. Why wouldn't I just turn on the camera instead of trying to reflect it? I have no excuse. There it is. Sorry, that was really dumb of me. Anyway, that is the teleprompter right here. And so the camera is inside of it. But it's the Elgato teleprompter, and what I like about it was that it acts as a mini monitor. And so even if I'm not like speaking to the camera and reading a script, I can put like Discord in it as a third monitor, and that part is really nice. I'm so sorry that I didn't use the camera. I'm embarrassed. I wish I could say some excuse like pregnancy brain, or I haven't slept a full night in more than 6 months, which I haven't, but yeah, my word. Yeah, it has been a long time since I've streamed. I, once again, had a baby. I am back at work this week, and I finally, literally this week, got the green light to stream on my personal stream again. So, yeah, and I've had 4 hours of meetings today, so bleh. Elgato stuff always makes me go, that's pricey, and then I see her use it and it's top quality. I know. I kind of hate that they're the best, and I don't know why. They're a perfectly fine company. but they make such good stuff. Their teleprompter, I've like resisted getting a teleprompter for a while, but when I was reading so many scripts for work, I was like, okay, I have to get one. And I had one that was just this big chunky device, and I had to like put my phone in it as like the screen to reflect. It was just not working. I tried a mirror. I tried so many different things. And then when I got this teleprompter, I was just like, oh God, I've done it again. They're really good. The cat. I have a dumb idea. Discord as a Star Wars crawl. That'd be funny. I think that could work. But yeah, hopefully, yeah, the return to work-life balance, we're in a temporary phase. It's good. I think mentally it's messing with me because I want to be with my babies, but also it's like a break in a weird way, but it's a break to work and participate in society. Also, why did the music stop? Hello? Did I mess something up? I'm just gonna let that happen. Anyway, yeah, brain. Music up, are you still listening? I know, yeah, no, it just stopped, but I have like a playlist going, so I don't know why that paused, but I use Epidemic Sound, and usually I just like press play and let it go through a playlist, but meh. Got any tips for a security team? Our DevOps team consolidated 12 GitHub orgs to one. And made GitHub teams, so now I can't track the repos as easy with my security tools to assign vulnerabilities, and teams are manually assigned. I'm an enterprise owner. Any tips I can do without asking them to switch it back to 12 orgs? Ooh, okay. This is gonna sound so shilly because I work for GitHub. Full disclosure, it will sound so shilly, but I saw the coolest demo that someone was doing the other day where it was a very similar situation, but it was for one of the subsidiaries of the Linux Foundation. So large open source organization that also consolidated and stuff. And this one developer who I was speaking with, he was like promoted recently, and so he didn't have as much like on the ground visibility of commits that were happening, issues that were going on, security issues and Dependabot stuff that was happening. So what he did was he used like the Copilot agent mode stuff and told it to like make me a personal docs website. And he like had to massage a bunch of the prompts, but he like created a Docusaurus website where like in like the side column it had the different like features and different issues, set of issues, different vulnerabilities, different metrics and stuff of all of the repos that he has to track, and it like gave him summaries that he could then follow, and then like action items that he could pursue across all of them in this like personal docs overview site that he made with the agent. And I thought that was so cool because now like whenever he's just like, okay, it's a new week, I want to get like a new report that I can just like look at what needs to be updated, what should be changed, who should I talk to, he just like presses a button and it updates. And I thought that was sick. I also think it's open source, so let me see if I can find it because it was so dang cool. And I thought it was like a very good way of showing like a good use case without it being just like slop or like here's an example booking website. Okay, it is open source. I will show you. Oh my word, I have to share my screen. I'm going to paste this link right here so you can actually see it yourself. But this entire website was generated by Copilot metrics, where like sometimes this is populated, sometimes it's not. He has sandbox projects, analyses of different things. It has like project health checks about like stars, forks, open issues. He's able to track the average response time. It's amazing. And like he even wrote like a customization guide so that way you could copy this yourself, but with your GitHub username and everything. But you can do it where it's like not just yourself, but for like the repos in your organization. It's a very cool website if you want to like navigate through it and see how he did that. His project health reports I think are so good. Release activities, commit activities, issue resolution, bus factor analysis, like all this. it's so neat. And so it might not be exactly what you want to do, but I think this is a very good example of how to use these tools to get an overview that might be helpful for you. Yeah. I hope it's helpful. Guess whose flight is delayed? Oh no. Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of America. I'm going to go back to no screen. Hello. Being able to use the bathroom alone and without it affecting small children is a break. I know, right? Double mini human work. Yeah, I have 2 babies. I love them. They are so cute. And my toddler, like, you know that phrase, kids say the darndest things? She's so funny. And like, I literally have a note on my computer of just funny things she says, because she just says all these little sentences, and again, she's 2.5 now. And you could tell, like, how she's figuring things out, and I'll be just like, oh, Nadia, where are you going? Like, when she's leaving the room, and she'll just say, I'm going to Costco. And I'm like, okay, sure, of course. More power to you. But it's very, very busy, very, very business heavy. And she'll, you know what? I'm going to just open up my note because it's so cute. Oh yeah, one time we went to a wedding recently and everybody was like clapping and cheering for the bride and groom. And she was just yelling, cock-a-doodle-doo! It's so funny. She's not a chicken. Who taught her that? That's hilarious. Or rooster, whatever. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, she was singing Dancing Queen the other day. We did listen to a lot of music in our house. And so, but she didn't know the words. She was like, see that girl, watch that wee, it's a dancing queen. As she's putting like plastic turtles in her clothes. And then like one of the turtles fell out and she said, oh no, this dancing queen is not good. It's so funny. That's so funny. This dancing queen is not good. It's great. Anyway, I love it. It's wonderful. Anyway, I'm going to keep scrolling through the chat, but yeah, my baby is so funny. Your baby loved Costco too? Nice. Yeah. It took ages to figure out that she just wanted pizza and ice cream. Real. I see, sorry, I scrolled up. Abused by code. Your username is so sad, but real. How do you think it is? Do you think it's true what they say that devs from the CIS are way stronger than those working in Europe or the US? Or that our middles are basically seniors over there? I've never seen that. So I'm sorry that doesn't answer your question. I know it appears that you feel ignored, and I'm sorry. I did not mean to ignore you, but also I haven't heard that. And so I'm not going to comment on it. Hopefully that doesn't sound too ignorant, but meh, is what it is. Comparison is the death of joy, as Mark Twain once said. I think it's attributed to him. Just do your best. I don't know what the CIS is. Just gonna leave it be. What are some other funny things she said? I'm scrolling through. Right now she's mixed up hip hip hooray and yippee, and so whenever she cheers for something she says hippie yoppie. That's so cute. That's so cute. Yeah. Anyway, it's very fun having a toddler in the house. She's very silly. Let's see. Camera, Dr. Weird. My commands are not working. It's a Sony a6100 with a Sigma 30mm lens. That is the one. Does anybody have questions about GitHub stuff just while I'm like here? Oh my, this music is so like blah. Do you use sign language with them? Oh, with the babies? Not as much anymore. I'm doing it more with my little baby, like this for more, thank you, I love you, milk, potty, or sorry, this is potty time. This means net. I know a lot of really random ones. This means nut, like if you want nuts. And so anyway, I know I know some sign language, but we are a multilingual household, and so we're teaching them English, Spanish, and Korean, which is very fun. But that also means that nobody understands what my toddler's saying sometimes, because only my husband Joe and I are able to speak those languages. I teach the Spanish, he teaches the Korean, and it's like Spanglish and Korenglish and mixes of a little bit. But yeah, anyway, we've kind of moved past sign language as much with my toddler, except for potty time, because again, potty training, where sometimes if she's like shy to say that she needs to go, she'll just go like this, and then we're like, okay, let's go take her to the potty. But yeah, it is fun speaking all those languages in the house. It is confusing at times for anybody who's babysitting, like my parents, because my parents don't speak Korean and barely speak Spanish, and my in-laws mostly speak Korean, but you know, we get the job done. Is the camera off for you? The camera seems fine for me, and I have Twitch on another screen. This song is very distracting. I'm gonna skip it. But yeah. Oh, it's just you? Okay, there we go. But anyway, yeah, work has been good. I'm excited to be back. I really like my team. And it's good to like chat with them again and do stuff with them again. And I'm like, I think we're in a weird time where at work it's like relatively quiet because it's like post GitHub universe, but there's still a lot to do. But there's also like, we're at a point now where enough standards have been set in AI that like we can iterate on those and be like the thought leaders, but we also don't want to like mandate things. We want it to come from the open source community, but we also want to like tell maintainers like they are the most valuable things, but also we make money from AI, but also a lot of maintainers dislike AI because people contribute slop to the repos, and so we want to build tooling to prevent that. And so there's a very funky balance that we are navigating at work that is interesting, and hopefully we can show people that we care. But yeah, fun problems to solve. Meanwhile, like, we gotta make the Microsoft gods happy. Yeah. What do you know of the Office 365 preview integration with GitHub? It's limited right now with App Connect and what can be seen and scanned. Got any inside digs at what that might look like later? I'm so sorry, I have no idea. We don't use Office 365 at GitHub. I know that we're going to again soon. Or again, we are going to adopt it. They told us that, like, because we also don't even use Outlook. We literally use like Google Drive and Gmail for work stuff, but I know that we're moving to Office 365, and so I think I will be more aware of those integrations later, but I'm so sorry, I'm very unhelpful on that front because I haven't used it at all. That being said, if you wanted to like build something, the GitHub MCP server is really good. No, we don't use MS Teams, we use Slack. I assume we will move to MS Teams at some point, but like GitHub workflows are so tightly integrated with Slack that it's gonna be hard to switch. I don't see that happening anytime soon. Like there's like we have what are called entitlements, where if you want access to a repo or you want access to a particular app, I'll use an example like Photoshop. Let's just say you wanted to access the corporate account for Photoshop to have that on your computer. To get access to it, you run a Slack command that makes a PR in a repo, and it's called the entitlements repo. That adds your GitHub username to a file, And then the entitlements bot runs across that file every so often, and that gives you access to the software. That's how you get access to repos. That's how you get access to apps. That's how you get access to like mailing groups. It's all done with commands in Slack to this repo. And you could manually make PRs on that repo, but people don't. Like they do it in the Slack channel dedicated for it. That alone runs so much of GitHub that, once again, I know it's possible in other, like I'm sure that is possible in Teams, but I know that things are very, very tightly connected. So, yeah, the Slack, like IT support is all done via Slack bots. Doing like questions about like, who is the hiring manager for this role that I want to refer someone to, is done with Slack bots. Everything is done with Slack bots. Yeah, it's like a corp IT CLI in a chat channel. That's exactly what it is for everything, which is cool. Comes with its own challenges. Deeply integrated into the company. It's gonna be like a project for whoever has to fix that. It's gonna be a minute. Once again, I'm certain it'll happen. There's probably work being done on a move to Teams as we speak, but it's not gonna be an overnight switch for sure. You can probably flag AI Slack by some emoji detection threshold. Yeah, that's true. They do, like, the comments always have emojis or something in it. We'll see. I'm sure there's a lot of flagging of things and testing and stuff that will happen over time for quality assurance. Does it need fixing? No. And that's the thing, it ain't broke, but the bill is high, as you can imagine. So I think like Microsoft wants us to move to Teams purely because Slack is expensive for an organization like us. But that's it. The problem being solved is the bill. Yeah, bless you. I heard Joe sneeze. Let's see. So since the June role starts, most of the support roles I see. Hey, Binary Digit. Thanks. It's good to be back. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see what happens. It's an interesting culture. Wouldn't whatever replaces the IT CLI and the tank and productivity churn be more expensive? I agree with you. Don't get me wrong. I agree with you. But I'm not in charge, so I assume that there is someone who is doing math up above, or telling someone to do math, and figuring out what the opportunity costs are. Yeah. All right, updating my LinkedIn to become a management consultant. There you go. Yeah, do that, because I just work here. Yeah, and it's very much not my purview. I just like listen to people talk. My team is very much focused this year on like, how do we make developers feel heard more? Because GitHub puts so much into open source. Like at GitHub Universe, they paid for a ton of maintainers to go and have booths, where like some companies paid a lot of money to host their booths. GitHub paid for open source project to have booths. There was an open source zone. There was all of these like announcements, especially in the day 2 keynote, which got less eyes, but was awesome, of like what GitHub has done for open source and like nitpicks in the platform that they fixed for developers. But Copilot is where the money is, and so that's where a lot of shouting is. And so a lot of like vocal people on the internet were just like, GitHub doesn't do enough for maintainers, when we do so much, and honestly probably more than any other big company out there. Like that's such a core part of us. But I see, and I think everybody sees, that it doesn't appear that way because of the emphasis on Copilot. What has GitHub ever done for open source in the style of life of Brian? Yeah, exactly. So, bye McBam, see you later, enjoy the school pickup, hope the kiddos are doing well. So, we're trying to figure out, how do we make developers feel heard? without like forcing anything on them, but say like, no, we agree with you. Yes, it's a lot of Copilot, but did you know we're doing all of this too? It's not just Copilot. It may feel like it sometimes, but don't worry. We're giving all of this to you. We made so many things free for you. We did this and that to like not say like, look how amazing we are, but to be like, please be happy because we are doing this stuff for you. We do feel heard for you, and we want to continue doing stuff for you. So stop yelling. But no, but to be like, continue to give us feedback, to tell us like, where do you not feel heard? Where do you feel heard? And how do we make sure that you do feel heard more often? It's an interesting problem to solve because it's a very human problem that feels contradictory to the business when it's not. It's like a core part of the business, but again, it's that so that you'll end up giving us more money. Yeah, there you go. We basically want to give more stuff away, and that has been like the gong I've been. Why did I say gong instead of a drum that I've been beating? That's not the phrase. The gong I've been chiming since I joined is I want to give more stuff away, and luckily people agree, but we have to be vocal about it in a good way. And the thing is, our team isn't really like bro culture, which is a funny term to use. I acknowledge that, and I'm saying this because it's on my stream and not on the corporate stream, even though I probably have coworkers watching this right now. But the reality is, we don't play into the hype game as much as a lot of the like bro-y companies and vocal critics are in the world. Like if you go on Twitter and see like how certain people explain things and stuff, it's a different culture, and we're figuring out how to speak to that culture without like speaking unnaturally. Does that make sense? I'm just saying words. You're probably tuning me out and working on something on another screen, and that's okay. You could just listen to the sound of my voice. Anyway, I'm meandering. Did you hear what GitHub just said on Cassidy's stream? No! This vaguely reminds me of part of my new role at work, which is to sit in Teams meetings with very enthusiastic people who think the new thing they're looking for is going to cost them $400 a year in consumables. Then I get to unmute and tell them that they need to identify a $30K a year in recurrent funding if they want the thing. So fun. Ugh, what a jump. Yeah, what's the funniest thing? Did I say the funniest thing? Or are you telling me the funniest thing? Are you asking me about a funny thing? What does this mean? Tell me. Anyway, yeah, work has been particularly interesting, and I'm strategizing on what's happening. Oh, are you telling me 6-7? I hate everything. I can't believe you made me do that. Oh, what's the funniest thing you've seen in the GitHub Slack? The funniest thing, which I thought it was hilarious. Security experts were very upset, but it was very funny, is someone joined the company and their GitHub username was all numbers. Like it was just some string of numbers, like 10 numbers or something. That broke everything, and it was so funny. Like, because it gave them admin, like root level access to everything automatically. Like any IT thing, any HR thing, anything. Yes, exactly that. God, but like they had access to everything, and IT was flipping out, and it was so bad how much they had access to, and like the person was just like, I just work here, like they didn't realize how much of a headache it would be. So they weren't like doing anything nefarious, but like all security experts, lawyers, everybody was panicking because they could do whatever they wanted at GitHub. Instant access to everything. It was very funny. I thought it was hilarious. It was honestly kind of bad. IT security flipped out. They ended up, instead of fixing it, they were just like, please just change your username. And so the person changed their username and had to be like fired in an IT sense and then re-added. Oh, and that's the other thing. They couldn't fire the person because they couldn't fire like the lead admin thing of everything because of their username. It was so funny. They had to go through a whole process of getting himself removed and stuff. So funny. Once again, I thought it was so funny. People were panicking. So anyway, yeah, no, it was 100% on IT, for 100%. They know that now. They fixed it now, but at the time they had to like fire the person and re-add them under a completely different username and rerun a ton of different workflows. Because that's another thing at GitHub. Once you have your username, that's your username. I know so many people who want to change their handles. There's actually a Slack channel for like handle regrets, and yeah, you can't change your handle once you work here because it would break IT. You're horrified at that. I know. It was bad. It was so bad. It was hilarious. Yeah, so many things are so deeply tied to your handles. It is, oh yeah, you want to see some of the handle regrets? Let me see if I can pull it up. I think oh, it actually is called GitHub handle regrets. Let's see what some of the handle regrets are. Okay, none of these are good. Oh, that's kind of funny. So, they deleted the history of that channel, and I'm trying to figure out why, but it sounds like someone who owned the channel was let go. Or not let go, they left. That's so funny. It looks like a lot of people who just like have their first names with a bunch of numbers. It looks like there's some people who have like married names but they got divorced, which that's not like funny, that's just like a reality of things. Oh yeah, the person handling the all numeric username, that was so funny. Anyway, yeah, lots of handle regrets. Yeah, very entertaining. I just saw the skibbity. The funniest thing is saying something like 6, 7, or skibbity or Riz around my 13-year-old. I love that. I cannot wait to make my children embarrassed of me. I think that's going to be the most entertaining thing. I'm going to milk that like no other when I have that opportunity. I will not hold back, and I will not give them mercy. I will make them so embarrassed, and I will revel in it. It's gonna be great. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, handle regrets. That was a funny thing in Slack. They fixed it now. It's fine. But it was so funny. I love watching people panic when it's like low stakes to me. Like when people are panicking about something where it's just like, yo, it's not that big a deal. I think it's very funny. Add the in front and make the thing a plural. How are the 6 7s? Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, slightly changing it. I think that's great. That's like way back in the day. I forget what it was. I think it was when I was a teen, when people were saying my bad more instead of saying like sorry stuff. I'm pretty sure that was when I was in high school. Maybe it was middle school. I just remember I heard an adult say my badness, and I was just like, it was so bad. But then after that, in my head, whenever I wanted to apologize, I would think my badness, because it was so funny. In retrospect, I thought it was so funny. At the time, I was cringing, and I was cringing on behalf of that adult every time I heard it. But it was their badness. Yeah. My son is 19 and he says my B. Yeah. Teens, man. We were them once. And some of them might be in this chat anyway. Do well in school, kids. Anyway, I forget what I was gonna say. I have been in so many meetings today. My brain is like slowing to a halt. I need to have a better meeting schedule. Next week, I'm going to continue I'm going to knock on wood. We'll see what happens, because again, this is my first time back on this stream in a minute. But next week, I'm hoping to come back to this stream and like actually code. And what a concept. And like not be so all over the place. Be productive. Do a thing. So with that being said, I'm tired. And I'm going to stop streaming now. But it was lovely hanging out with all of you. Thank you so much for chilling. I am going to... Does anybody have a suggestion on who to raid? Eh? Right? Slap your knees? Yeah, that's right. Got a dash. Does anybody want me to raid anyone in particular? Otherwise, I'm gonna just pick a random person. Okay, I'm picking a random person. Wow, I haven't raided in so long. Okay. Ha 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 ha. I'm streaming. Yeah, that's right. Thank you all so much for coming back. Once again, if you are on Patreon under this, my name, or if you are a gift sub, a Prime sub, a Twitch sub, you can access our Discord channel where we chat and hang out. Does Twitch allow raiding yourself? I have no idea, and I'm not gonna try. I see someone is playing Go, and honestly, I kind of want to watch that. So, I'm gonna raid there. Goodbye, my friends. See you next week, I think. Maybe. Probably.